So, what I found to be more hard to do or more difficult, nowadays is being yourself, especially living in a world whereby everybody is trying to be cool, where everybody's trying to pursue the coolness or being that cool guy, or everybody's is running after the cool persona, you know what I mean? There's nothing as hard as being yourself. A lot of people will tell you that they are I'm just doing me, you know what I mean? I don't care what people say, but whatever that they're saying, the idea of them being themselves are actually a result of a video that they've watched yesterday or on a TikTok or on an Instagram or YouTube or whatever, so a lot of people can somewhere somehow say that I'm being me, but then their selves actually influenced or inspired by other people or what they have consumed, so there's nothing that is hard today than being yourself. So, how do you find yourself being you or not being influenced by what you see, what you watch every day, and be your actual you, you know? That's one of the hardest thing which I have ever found, It was hard. I feel like I'm still in the journey of finding myself, but I think somewhere somehow I found myself, I've found a way to actually separate my persona to the world's persona, or to the persona which this society actually finds it cool, or it's ideal, for example, like when it comes to the sense of fashion, right? There's an I ideal way of dressing. If you dress in a certain way that everybody's dressing, you are considered to be cool. You know what I mean? But how do you find yourself separated from that trend? Usually, it's just trends. How do you find yourself separated from that um um persona? I don't know how to put it, but like, how do you find yourself being separated from being like everybody else and just do things because you love to do them, not because everybody else is doing it, but because you feel happy or more comfortable when you are doing it, which is being yourself. I'm not saying that it's wrong to be influenced by celebrities. It's wrong to be influenced by people that you see on the screen. It's nothing wrong with that. As long as you're doing something that you love. But like, how do you find yourself separated from doing something just because everybody else is doing it, not because you feel like it's cool, but you're doing it because you feel like it's the coolest thing to do because cool people are doing it, you know what I mean? And you also want to be considered as somebody who's cool. How do you separate yourself from an influence or a trend? You know what I mean? Which is something which I think I have actually find myself being in. I've actually separated myself from trends. How it started is I love to give fashion, because when it comes to fashion is like the most thing which goes hand in hand with influence and trends. Every day we on our cell phone, we scrolling day in and day out, we scrolling day in and day out, and what we see or what we consume actually affects the way we think and the way we see things. You know what I'm saying? So if something is considered cool here on your phone, you'll want to be like that, But like, how do you separate your persona from being something that you don't wanna, but if just because you saw it as something that is cool, and you feel like it should be something that you should be doing? How do you separate yourself from that? So I'll give an example with fashion, cause I feel like it's the most thing which a lot of people are. I feel like it's the most thing which goes hand in hand with being influenced by somebody else. There's a lot of things, from the way people talk, from the way people walk. There's a whole lot of, and even just your thought, like the way you think, the way you articulate, the way you speak. You know what I mean? But I'll just give an example with fashion. I was so unfortunate that I'm coming from a very disadvantaged family, you know. So growing up, there were trends, you know. There was like the army, which is like camouflage and all that. After that, there were the all whites. There were jean to jean, you know. I don't know if you remember those times, you know. So how 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 growing up, I was that kid who had I craved. I don't know if crave is the right word, but like I wanted to be like everybody else. You know, I wanted to have the Nike Air Force. I wanted to have Vans. You know, all those cool stuff. You know, but because I was coming from a very disadvantaged family, I couldn't get all this stuff. You know, so what happened is I used to be so sad, like, yo, how is it that, you know, people are dressing like this but I'm not dressing like that, you know. I understood because I knew that I was coming from this, you know, and there's no way that I can be demanding this. Meanwhile, there's a whole lot of things which, you know, which I don't know how to put it, you know, but you get what I'm trying to say, you know what I mean. So how did I actually got to accept that, you know what, these are just things of this world, you know what I'm saying? They can actually, okay, how did I actually come to a point where I accepted that, you know, what am I saying? So I'll cut that part out because it's crap. So what happened is I separated myself, you know. I what I did is I accepted my situation. I accepted my background, that, you know, this is where I'm coming from, you know. I'm coming from a very disadvantage advantage background, and me accepting that, you know what, maybe I'll dress like that one day when I have money, but then at this moment there's no way that I'm gonna get that, you know what there's no way that I can be this cool guy, you know, this cool persona, you know. There's no way that I can dress or pull or put on this cool persona, you know, because to put on this cool persona you must have these dress what, you must have this kind of jacket, you must have that kind of sneaker, you must be hanging out with these people, you know what I'm saying. But I didn't have any of that, you know what I mean. What happened is I accepted myself the way I am, you know. So that's the first point, you know. You should accept yourself. You know, you should know who you are without everybody. You know, who is you without the world, who is you without your cell phone, who is you without your best friend if you have a best friend, who is you without your boyfriend, who is you without your girlfriend, who are you without the people that are seem to be influential. If Kim, the Kim Kardashians, or the yeah, yeah, the what, Kim Kardashian, the Kardashians, yeah. If the Kardashians are your role models, who are you without these people? You know, you should separate yourself from everything that's that's influencing you to pursue this persona that you wanna be. You know, and check who exactly are you without everything that is around you. By the way, everything that I'm speaking is not scripted, it's just on the top of my head, you know. So who are you, you know? So I'm saying that as a disclaimer because I may say other stuff which out of line, and um yeah, that's a disclaimer. That's a disclaimer, you know, in case I say something that is out of line, cause I'm not like a TED Talk professor, you know. I'm just a person with thoughts, you know. So as I was saying, you know, you should find out who are you without the world, you know. Who are you without, you know, if we can just take away your family, if we can just take away everything that is around you, who are you? I feel like that's the first key to find yourself, you know. So even when you are influenced by something, you know that, you know, I'm influenced by this because I love it, not because everybody else is doing it, but because I feel comfortable by doing this, not because my favorite influencer is doing that or doing this, you know, but because I actually feel connected to this thing. If it's fashion, I feel more comfortable when I'm wearing this. I feel more happy when I'm wearing this. Not because you are getting the gratification. Is I don't know. I'm not sure. Wait, let's check the definition of gratification. Because I'll be out here using crazy words, and I don't even know what the heck they mean. But I know gratification. You know, sometimes my subconscious be gratification. I bet
Gratification.
gratification, or it's gratification, the act of gratification or pleasing, That's the right word. Either the mind, or for sure. Yeah. So as I was saying, being yourself is one of, I mean, finding who you are without everybody or without the influence. I feel like it's the key to actually not being influenced, or to, even if you are influenced, that, what, I'm doing this because I love this. I'm doing this because I have passion for this, not because you feel the need to do it because everybody else out there is doing it. You know what I mean? So yeah, let me just sum it up. If you like more of this talk, or if you have a certain topic that you would like me to talk about next, please comment down below. This channel, I'm not really doing it for views. I'm just doing it because I love talking. I love talking about certain topics, and I would really really love you to engage. You can engage by either commenting down below, or by just watching my videos. I would really really appreciate, if we can, as much as I say I don't really care about views, but like, if you can just smash the sub button, I would really appreciate that, so that you can see the next video. I'll be talking more about mental illness. I'll be talking more about a whole different things. So please stay tuned. I promise you, I will bring the best. Yeah. Ah! Thank you for watching. That's okay. Let me cut the video. Love you.